Well, good morning. Glad everyone's here today. Welcome to the Tennessee College of Applied Technology here in Jackson, Tennessee. It's an exciting day. We call ourselves the TCAT. The TCAT here in Jackson, we're one of 14 technical colleges across the nation who are participating in the National CTE Letter of Intent Signing Day. There's about 6 other TCATs across the state, as well as other schools across the nation. So we're excited to be a part of that. Today's ceremony is being live streamed on YouTube, and it will be archived on YouTube as well, so you can go back and watch it, share it with family members and things like that. So we're excited about that, and we're glad that you're here. You know, we've all seen signing ceremonies of letter intents where you've got a really good high school athlete who is committing to play a sport at a particular college, and that's a great time for that person. Technical colleges, we believe that skilled CTE students should have that same opportunity, because CTE students are just as valuable, if not more valuable, to the economy than a football player may be or a baseball player may be. This is the future of our local workforce. This is the backbone of the American economy, is skilled labor. And we honor that, we respect that, and we think that needs to be recognized. So that's a part of the reason, the rationale behind the National CTE Letter of Intent Signing Day, and that's why we're glad to be participating in it as well. What these students have done in high school, what they will do at our college, and what they're going to do for the future workforce deserves to be recognized, and that's why we're here today. And so what better way to recognize and honor that than to offer them a secure spot in one of our training programs for this upcoming fall term. So they actually have letters of intent to attend our school. I've already signed off on everything, so part of the signing ceremony as we bring them up in groups is they'll sign the letters of intent. We'll keep one, they'll keep one, and that secures them a spot in our fall class. We'll talk a little more about that as well. First of all, I want to show you a video from the National Coalition of Certification Centers, NC3. NC3 is one of the primary sponsors of the National CTE Letter of Intent Signing Day. Big supporters of this, and this kind of gives you an idea of the origin of what we're doing today and how this is going across the country. Bear with me.
National Technical Letter Intent Signing Day actually came out of the years from back when I was in my 20s coaching college basketball, and we signed students to letters of intent to participate. Brought that concept to Washburn Tech. We talked about it and we said, let's go. The goal was this, just to validate students and to bring dignity to what they do.
When we think about National Signing Day today, that's truly what's going on across the country. Is our instructors are here today along with industry, our college presidents, and really celebrating the opportunity that's in front of these young people to grow their communities. National Coalition of Certification Centers, NC3, is a nonprofit organization that was put together by Career Technical Education to start to look at corporations like Snap-on Tool Corporation, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, Starrett Corporation, Ingersoll Rand Train, that are not only industry leaders but technology leaders that are engaged with our community colleges across the country and career technology centers to deliver true industry certifications to students going into the workforce.
With the help of NC3, Ingersoll Rand Train is now on our campus as we develop the second training center in the nation for climate and energy control technology. And then over a year and a half's time came the courtship with Case New Holland, and then Burlington Northern Santa Fe, and Fiat Chrysler. And Washburn Tech is now one of the first 10 training centers in the nation. That all happens because of our participation and membership into NC3. By signing students to a letter of intent, it says to that student that we want you, we validate you, and we can't wait for you to be here. Our students come all across this nation into technical programs, and they come in with a purpose. You know, I've always said hope has a face. Every student that enters into technical education comes for the purpose of getting the skill set to change their lives. And to celebrate that, the dignity of, I have now completed my program, I am now ready to enter the workforce, and I can now provide for myself, my family, and others. We celebrate the dignity of work.
So as a part of this process, we thought it was very important to have a guest speaker to kind of talk to us today about workforce development and skilled training and things like that. And honestly, you're not going to be able to find anyone more connected to workforce development issues, particularly in the Jackson area, but in West Tennessee or in Tennessee as a whole, than Mandy White. Mandy's going to be our guest speaker today. Mandy is the Senior Vice President for Economic Development at the Jackson, Tennessee Chamber of Commerce, which serves over 1,300 business members in Jackson, Madison County, and parts of West Tennessee. She's been with the Chamber since January of 1999. She's a part of Team Madison County. And what they do is they market Jackson to industrial prospects in an effort to get them to Madison County. She also works in the areas of workforce development, existing industry relations, and works with JEA to help identify and assist growth opportunities for existing companies. And since Mandy started with Team Madison County, there's been a total of over 8,500 new jobs being created in this area with investments of more than $1.3 billion. Mandy's very connected to what's going on. She's a graduate of Union University, the University of Oklahoma's Economic Development Institute, the Dale Carnegie Training Course, Leadership Jackson, West Star. She's got a lot of different things hanging on her wall. Most importantly to me, she's a member of our advisory committee here at the Tennessee College of Applied Technology. She volunteers with Make-A-Wish, the Kiwanis Club. She's a Zeta and very active in the chapters here. She's named one of Jackson's finest young professionals and highlighted in Union as the next generation of great leaders. And most importantly, her husband Daryl is a former student of mine from way back in the day, and he's doing well as also. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mandy White.
Jim has challenged me not to knock this computer off. So I'm going to try my best. Thank you, Dr. Sis. I appreciate your introduction there, and I'm proud to be associated with TCAT and glad to be here today. A little bit about the Jackson Chamber. So I do work at the Jackson Chamber. We do serve nearly 1,400 member businesses now. I need to update my bio just a little bit. We're growing, and we really serve as a facilitator, as a connector between the business sector, the educators, to really help them talk with each other about what skills are needed, what programs are in place, just to make sure that our graduates are better prepared. We work closely with many of the industries that are associated with programs at TCATs, especially healthcare and manufacturing. I was asked to speak on why technical skilled trades are important, and I'm really going to focus on three areas. Why are they important nationally? Why are they important locally? And why are they important to you, the students? I'm so glad you guys are here today, and I'm proud of every single one of you. I was doing some research for this and looked at the Aspen Institute, and it said that America's ability to compete in a global economy depends on a workforce that possesses the skills in demand by employers. This is key. We have to be flexible. We have to be open to change. We have to be able to adapt to the ever-changing needs of our workers, or we're not going to be successful neither as a school nor as a community. So why are skilled trade programs important? In the U.S., there's a mismatch between the skills that job seekers have and the skills that employers need. This can be technical skills, like the ones you're going to be learning here. Really, it can be soft skills. That's a whole other conversation for another day, but those skills are taught here in the classroom and in your programs, and by graduating from TCAT, you're going to be better prepared to be successful. I know that. Technology, too, has changed so much in the workplace. We're doing things now we never dreamed that we could do with technology. Computers are changing things, and I can assure you that the way any business operates now is totally different than how it operated even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and moving forward it will continue to change too. We need to create a more skilled workforce to compete globally. Bottom line, other countries are doing it. We need to do it too. We need to catch up, we need to keep up, and we need to exceed what they are doing so that we can be more competitive globally. So the benefits of a technical skills trade program, I listed 4. Direct connection to businesses. I don't know any other school that has such a direct connection to local companies. They serve on your advisory committees. It's not just that Dr. Zisk and his team here are wondering what your companies will need from you as a worker, but they're actually working with them saying, this is how we used to do it, this is how we're doing it now, this is how we're going to need to do it in the future. And they're helping to implement changes in your programs that makes you more prepared again once you graduate. They're more flexible than any other institutions. They'll change class times, class locations, they'll create new programs. They really are responsive to the needs of you, the students, but also the needs of the employers here in town. I use this example a lot when I'm trying to recruit industries to town. TCAT and other schools like it across the state will create specialized programs if there's enough of a demand, and this is really a huge selling point to a company that's considering Jackson, to know that they're super responsive to their needs. They have open admissions. Nearly everyone can attend a TCAT. It's accessible to everyone. Not every school can say that. And then lastly, it prepares students for those technical skills. It prepares students to be college ready and career ready. When you graduate from a TCAT, you're ready to go to work that day. There's generally not a lot of further skills that you have to have. You're ready and you're employable day one. The numbers, they don't lie. You have a high probability of a job. Recent data cites there are more than 1 million jobs available in programs and in sectors that TCATs could support. I work with manufacturers every single day. I know that the folks here at TCAT do too. They can hire more people. They can't find them. So we need students like you going into these technical careers so that you can help us to grow the local economy. And of the 55 million job openings that are going to be created by 2020, 30% will require some post-secondary credential, but less than an associate's degree. So again, there's a high probability that you're going to be able to get a job, to keep a job, and to continue being successful in these fields. I know you guys are probably concerned about the earning potential, and I'll spend a little bit of time on that in my talk today. On average, in Tennessee, a high school graduate earns $5,941 more per year than your peers who may choose not to go and get some sort of post-secondary credential. So you immediately are going to be earning $6,000 more a year. I think that's wonderful. These careers are important. I'm going to focus on 2 areas, manufacturing and healthcare. And that is not to discount the other programs here. You'll see in a minute how I think they all actually are interconnected. For me, because it's what I deal with mostly, I'll start with manufacturing. I really think it's the glue that holds all other industry sectors together. When manufacturing does well, others do well. And I'm not alone. 90% of Americans believe manufacturing is very important to economic prosperity. And manufacturing is ranked among the most important domestic industries for helping maintain a strong national economy. For every $1 spent in manufacturing, there's another $1.40 spent elsewhere in the economy. That's the highest multiplier effect of any of the sectors. And what that means, again, is that when manufacturing does well, others do too. When the water rises, all of the boats do too. So let's talk about healthcare for a moment. You guys have several programs here in the medical field. I checked the website: Health Information Management, Practical Nursing, and Surgical Technology, just to name 3 of those. In Jackson, healthcare represents the largest employment sector in Madison County and West Tennessee. The jobs are here. West Tennessee Healthcare and Tenova, our 2 hospitals, have said recently that they could hire 180 nurses today if they were available and ready. And TCAT is really helping to fill that need, and we're certainly grateful. Our largest medical employer, West Tennessee Healthcare, employs 5,600 people in West Tennessee alone. It's the single largest employer. And in fact, it's one of the 10th largest not-for-profit healthcare systems in the U.S. It injects more than $250 million annually into the economy through its wages. As somebody who works for the chamber and whose job it is to see our community grow, $250 million being injected into the economy is huge. And I can tell you it makes a significant impact. This school is helping to prepare our future workforce. If you think that that's not important, think about the next time you go to the hospital. Did you know that TCAT has nearly a 100% success rate of nurses that take the required exams in order to enter the workforce? Personally, I'd like to know that I have a nurse working on me that easily passed that test because they were so well prepared through the TCAT. So students, let's talk about money again. Show me the money. A few of the wages that I wanted to talk about, the National Association of Manufacturers. People in manufacturing earn on average 9.3% more in wages and benefits than people in other sectors. So if you're choosing to go into the manufacturing area, you're already going to do well, I believe. Also, manufacturing, it isn't my grandfather's factory. Manufacturing operations, if you haven't been in them recently, they're clean, they're open, they're safe, there's opportunity, and they pay really, really well. It's really a different environment, using more brains than brawn and using more technology than ever. Sorry. And then in healthcare too, nurses here can start out making $26,500 just to start, just an entry-level nurse. That's a great wage. An average wage for a nurse is $34,000 a year. And those are from our Department of Labor statistics. That doesn't include benefits, it doesn't include overtime, it doesn't include shift differentials. There are lots of opportunities both in manufacturing and healthcare, as well as the other programs that are offered here. So technical schools matter. Tennessee has 27 colleges of applied technology. They're really Tennessee's premier provider for technical training, and technical trades matter because they're not going away. We're always going to need nurses. We're always going to need manufacturing. Certain aspects of manufacturing may go, but those technical skills, they'll stay here. If you are being trained in a technical skill, you're more likely to keep a job here in the United States. TCATs matter to me because it's my job to make sure that Jackson grows. And without skilled workers, our community wouldn't have been as successful as it is. We have Delta Faucet, Kellogg, Toyota. These folks could go anywhere. These companies are very discriminating. They could have chosen any community to locate and to grow in, and they've chosen Jackson. Most of that, I can tell you, has to do with their workforce and the availability of the labor. Without skilled workers, we wouldn't have one of the most successful healthcare systems in the U.S. right here in Jackson. Without skilled workers, I don't believe Jackson would be where it is today. Without TCAT, I firmly believe that Jackson would not have as successful a business base as we do, and would not have as good of a future, a bright a future as it does. I believe that technical training is really the backbone of our community. Students, I'm so proud of you for choosing these career paths. I think you have done very well. I'm really excited to see where your future leads, and the Jackson Chamber is here to support you in any way that we can. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mandy. Appreciate you. Mandy's a big supporter of the TCAS, as evidenced by some of her remarks. And we're big supporters of the Chamber, and we appreciate everything that the Chamber does as well. All right, so now here's the reason why we're all here. It's time for the students to shine. The best part of the program, these outstanding students, the letters of intent that they're going to sign secures them a spot in their program of choice for the fall 2016 term. And the Tennessee Promise, as well as the other financial aid programs in the state. The governor and the General Assembly has passed the Drive to 55 as part of the governor's initiative to ensure that by the year 2025, at least 55% of the residents in the state of Tennessee have some type of post-secondary credential. And Tennessee Promise is a big part of that. So we're going to secure you a spot, and we're going to leverage that financial aid through the Tennessee Promise and other means to pay for it. So you'll be able to come to school tuition free. How about that, parents? Tuition free. Now, what you have to do, though, as a student, you got to make sure that you make all those meetings you're supposed to make for Tennessee Promise. Make sure you get the paperwork completed on time. Make sure you do those community service hours that you have to do as well. So make sure you follow through well, all of that. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to bring the students up by program groupings. Um, we've got some TCAT faculty and staff here as well. So parents, high school principals, guidance counselors, when I bring your student up, if you want to stand behind your student as they sign, you can't sign until I tell you to sign. But for the photo op and just to be up here with them as they sign their letters of intent, you're certainly welcome to do so. And so TCAT faculty, as I call that program group up, if you don't mind coming up with those particular students as well, I would appreciate it. Okay. All right, so as I call your name, you'll be coming on up. The first program group that I'm going to bring up, we're going to be entering some of our automotive related programs. And those students are from Southside High School, Sean Yelverton. Sean. From Northside High School, Juan Gonzalez. Juan. And also from Northside High School, Jonathan Franks. Jonathan. And so, Mr. Richmond or any of the parents or the guidance counselors want to be up here as well with these students. And remember, this is being simulcast on YouTube, and so smile. We've got the news media here as well. So, all right. So if you want to go ahead and open up those folders, you'll see 2 copies of the letter of intent. I've already signed one of them. And go ahead and sign, please. And as soon as you sign that other one, you're welcome to grab that TCAT hat that's in front of you. Appreciate you putting it on. And let's get some nice photos. And part of that letter of intent says if you change your mind, you got to talk to me personally about it. Great. So folks, let's hear it for this first group of students. Okay. A couple more pics I saw. All right. If you guys go back to your seats, I'll bring up the next group. Jason, you may want to sit here. Okay, this next group of students are going to be entering some of our our precision machining programs. From Chester County High School, Rodney Martin, going into our machine tool technology program. From Milan High School, Colin Doyle, we're going into our tool and die program. Also from Milan High School, going into our tool and die program is Preston Wallace. And also from Milan High School, going into our tool and die program, Malik Creighton. Is Malik here? Okay. And I'll hold his letter for him. All right. Got everybody up here. Go ahead and open up your folders and let's get you signed on. And once you've signed that LOI, just grab that hat and put it on so we can get some nice photo ops here. Our folks, let's hear it for this group of students. All right, so this next group of students will be entering one of our manufacturing-related programs. From Scotts Hill High School, entering our industrial electricity program, Gus Montgomery. A graduate of our adult ed program here, going into our industrial maintenance program, Fortina Moba. And from Riverside High School, going into our advanced manufacturing technology program, Grant Coleman. So you're going to go ahead and open up your folders there and go ahead and start signing. They were texting you to school.
Scoot over behind Rebecca and hey, scoot over behind Rebecca and Dwight there. That's your excuse. That way we get a picture of you with your kids.
I think it's nice y'all dressed alike too.
That's true.
All right, so if you've signed, to go ahead and grab that hat, please, and welcome to TCAT Jackson. You guys want to go ahead and have a seat? I'm gonna show you a video. Kind of emphasizes a little bit about what Mandy talked about earlier. It kind of reiterates what Mandy had talked about and more clearly explains why what we do at the TCATs is very important to the economy and to these students in particular.
Education is core to our economy. But in order to guide our educational systems and maximize future income, we must understand the misalignment between education and our workforce. In my pursuit of higher education, I have earned 2 bachelor's degrees, 2 master's degrees, and am working on a PhD. In total, this has cost me over $150,000. I've done all this because I believe formal education is important. Part of this belief came from seeing charts like this, presenting a correlation between higher degrees and higher income, showing on average that a person with a college degree earns far more money than the average person without a high school diploma. This perceived higher earnings for having a 4-year degree has fueled a college for all philosophy, causing educators and parents to encourage going to the university, any university, to major in anything in pursuit of future job security, social mobility, and financial prosperity. This philosophy has increased college enrollment, resulting in 66% of high school graduates in this country enrolling in higher education right after high school. That's 2 out of 3. Initially, they are deemed the successful ones. But what you won't see advertised is the reality that most drop out, and only a quarter of those that enroll will finish a bachelor's degree. Only after these few graduate do many of them start exploring careers. It is here that they discover that their degree may not have prepared them for the world of work. You may be well educated, but not every degree is direct preparation for employment. This misalignment between degrees and job skills causes half of university graduates to be underemployed in what are called gray-collar jobs, taking positions that do not require the education they have received at a cost that is more than they can afford. Conventional wisdom suggests that a university degree guarantees a higher salary. But with rising education costs, a shrinking job market, and the oversaturation of some academic majors in the workforce, this old advice is now a myth for a majority of students. The economy and the world have dramatically changed. Over the last 3 generations, we've gone from 13% of the population stepping into a college classroom to 60% attending some form of higher education. In 1960, when taking into account all jobs in the American economy, 20% required a 4-year degree or higher, 20% were technical jobs requiring skilled training, and 60% were classified as unskilled. But what's the right percentage to meet the labor market demand for tomorrow? In 2018, Harvard University predicts only 33% of all jobs will require a 4-year degree or more, while the overwhelming majority will be middle-skilled jobs, requiring technical skills and training at the credential or associate degree level. A 4-year degree may have many benefits, but think about the people you know who, from an economic perspective, inefficiently spent time and money to get a degree that perhaps they didn't really need for the career they are in. The true ratio of jobs in our economy is 1 to 7. For every occupation that requires a master's degree or more, 2 professional jobs require a university degree, and there are over half a dozen jobs requiring a 1-year certificate or 2-year degree. And each of these technicians are in very high-skilled areas that are in great demand. This ratio is fundamental to all industries. It was the same in 1950, the same in 1990, and will be the same in 2030. The hope for encouraging university education is that as the number of university-trained workers increases, the demand for their services in the workplace will increase as well. Unfortunately, this is not so. The whole pie may get bigger as the labor force and the economy grows, but the ratio will not change. The reality is, there will not be more professional jobs available within the labor market, and some professional jobs have been replaced by technology, or are being outsourced. Well-intentioned attempts to send more and more students straight to the university will not change the types of jobs that dominate our economy, nor will a college-for-all mentality mask these labor market realities. The college-for-all rhetoric that has been so much a part of the current education reform movement is often interpreted as university-for-all. This message needs to be significantly broadened to a post-high school credential-for-all. Students at various educational levels have left school without employable skills, setting up our children for failure, costing them and taxpayers millions. All while the labor market is desperate for highly trained, skilled technicians. So, how do you position yourself for high-wage, in-demand jobs? Let's say you were considering a career as either an electrician or a business manager. You would find that the average annual income for electricians is $51,000, only about half of the $105,000 average wage for management occupations. So at first glance, it looks as if getting a bachelor's degree in business is a no-brainer. But adding skills and ability into the picture adds a whole new dynamic. What if you have the potential to become an excellent electrician, but lack the skills and ability to be an excellent manager? Then you should be looking at projected incomes towards the bottom of the pay scale for managers and towards the top for electricians. You would then discover that electricians near the top of the pay scale make around $86,000, far higher than the income of a manager near the bottom of the pay scale at $52,000. Now, this is just one example, but the concept is true throughout all industries. The claim that you will make more money with an increased amount of education is not necessarily inaccurate, it's just incomplete. That advice is based just on the averages, but no one is perfectly average. Everyone has unique skills, talents, and interests. In fact, the income for the top individuals in a wide variety of skilled jobs that require an industry credential or 2-year degree is far higher than the average income for many occupations that require a 4-year degree. Nationally, associate degree earners range between $27,000 and $68,000, while bachelor's recipients earn between $34,000 and $97,000. But this data only accounts for the 25th to the 75th percentile of full-time adult workers. This means that 25% of associate degree holders earn more than $68,000 annually, and 25% of bachelor's degree holders earn less than $34,000. Our world has changed, and in this new economy, the university degree is no longer the guaranteed path towards financial success as it was for previous generations. And even if you do earn one, that education alone may not be enough. In today's highly technical, knowledge-based economy, having hands-on skills and perfecting what you're good at can be more valuable than getting a degree in something simply to get one. Employers want to know what you can do and what you can do well, not just what degree hangs on your wall. Since new and emerging occupations in every industry now require a combination of academic knowledge and technical ability, we need to ensure that we're also guiding students towards careers and not just to the university. So, before enrolling in classes or deciding what you're going to do next in your life, step one is self-exploration. In addition to your interests, really analyze your talents and strengths. Step two is career exploration. Understand the jobs available, the income ranges they pay, and evaluate the skills they require. Identifying an area that appeals to your interests, skills, and the labor market may be your first career. And then you can develop a tentative career plan, complete with multiple training and education options. The key is to align your interests and abilities with your first career choice and the education and training you'll need to receive. This alignment will help bring your future into focus and ensure your position at the top of the pay scale in your chosen career. What all this data shows is that success in the new economy is as much about acquiring the knowledge, skills, and abilities needed for in-demand occupations as it is to be well educated. Both paths may work for you, but education combined with technical training is how you ultimately secure a competitive advantage in the new economy. Community colleges are in the ideal position to provide over 70% of tomorrow's workforce with an education combined with applied technical skills, industry-driven credentials, and specific preparation for employment. Being a skilled craftsman or technician is highly valued. Investments in career education programs in high schools and community colleges will help all students obtain an education which includes technical training and preparation for the workplace. Ultimately, this is how all students can be successful. In the new economy, both education and technical skills are the new currency. Will you be ready?
Couple things about that video. It was made in Florida, and in Florida, the community colleges do the technical skills trainings. In Tennessee, it's the Tennessee Colleges of Applied Technology. But I thought it was a very apt description of what these students are currently stepping into. It's all about job skills, and I can't tell you, I've actually lost track of how many times when a student graduates one of our programs and they go to work, we had a couple of industrial maintenance students in the last year that went to work with a local manufacturer, and they started out at $24 an hour. A multi-craft skilled maintenance technician, $24 an hour. You kind of do the math on that. That's about 48 grand a year without any overtime. And then I'll have the program instructor come back, and they're celebrating that success for that student and say, oh, by the way, that graduate makes more money than I do as a teacher. That happens a lot here at the TCATs as well as high schools as well. So these are really good jobs available. And the question at the end of the video is, will you be ready? And these students will be ready to hit that workforce. All right, let's pick back up with our next group of students. And this group of students, let me check my clicker. Make sure I was on the right group there. This next group of students will be entering one of our information technology related programs. From Liberty Technology High School, Magnet High School here in Jackson, Anthony Hollingshead. And from Northside High School, Chase Hart. And Anthony and Chase will both be entering the computer information technology programs here. So I invite teachers, instructors, moms, anybody want to come up with these students, principals. And John Byram is our IT instructor here at this campus. So if you want to go ahead and open your folders and go ahead and sign your LOI. And welcome to TCAT Jackson. And this final group of students are all going to be entering our welding program. We were fortunate about a year and a half ago to get a grant from the governor's office as a part of the LEAP initiative, where the General Assembly and the governor gave out grants totaling $10 million across the state of Tennessee to different high schools and technical colleges and community colleges. And here in Jackson, we're part of the LEAP grant, and we were able to get about $240,000 to buy new equipment, and we built a new welding lab. So we've actually almost tripled the number of welders that we train per year here at Jackson. So these students will be a part of the welding program here and some of that new equipment that we bought with that. So from Riverside High School, Colby Conder. Colby. Also from Riverside High School, William Rhymes. From Northside High School, Dalton Leslie. Also from Northside High School, Charles Henderson. And from Crockett County High School, Keyston Norfolk. So if anyone else wants to come up and get your picture made with these guys, you're welcome to. If you want to go ahead and open your folders and sign your LOIs. And welcome to TCAT Jackson. So on the way out, students, just make sure, I believe Ms. Bevis or Ms. Rowan or Ms. McMurray, we get a copy of the LOI as well. And they'll make sure we lock those seats in the fall. Well, that was fun. I'm glad we got a chance to do this and to take a little bit of time and kind of validate the work that you folks have done in high school and kind of give you that vote of confidence that we want you here at TCAT Jackson. That's why we wanted to do the LOI signing ceremony, invite you folks here, and we appreciate you coming. And we appreciate you choosing TCAT Jackson to continue your education. We're excited about you being here. TCAT Jackson has a proud 50-year tradition of doing post-secondary technical skills in this area. And what we do, what we train, and what we teach our students, these skills are vital to the success of business and industry all across West Tennessee. But we have graduates leave our school and go to work all over the country. You want to make an instructor's day, get them to tell you about their latest student success, and they'll tell you. David Dean's our welding instructor here. He's got a couple students recently that are part of a construction crew, and they're traveling all over the country. These are 20-year-old kids traveling all over the country, making about 65 grand a year, getting per diem. All their food is paid for, hotels are paid for, just traveling the country doing work. There's a 20-year-old kid making $65,000 a year. That's exciting right there. We get success stories like that all the time. And you guys are about to become a part of that tradition of what we did here at TCAT Jackson. The programs that you've signed on to with today, they have excellent faculty members. We've got state-of-the-art equipment, but most importantly, you got dedicated faculty and staff members that are here to ensure your success And you're going to work hard while you're here to succeed, and we're going to work hard while you're here to make sure that you succeed. When you enroll in a program at a TCAT, particularly here at TCAT Jackson, our welding students, machining students, industrial electricity students, you're not going to take English and algebra and biology and literature and art, and not that there's anything wrong with those programs. Not necessarily going to help you be a better welder or an industrial electrician or something like that, or a machinist. Okay? Yeah, we'll work on you for your reading and math skills and everything, but everything's applied to the particular occupation that you're training for. Okay? That's a very unique instructional methodology. It's a unique instructional methodology that powers a completion rate and a placement rate percentage that rank among the highest in the country. What we do and how we do it works. And we look forward to working with you and making that work for you. Again, so thank you for selecting TCAT Jackson. We're going to work hard to help you to get to where you want to go. All right. Questions, comments from anybody in the audience? I think we're good. Lunch is on the way, I'm assuming. Should be here by about 12 o'clock. We finished a little bit earlier. And basically, I'm the only thing standing between you and lunch. And so I don't get run over. I'm going to get out of the way of that. I do want to take this opportunity to publicly thank a couple of people. Corey Lero. Hey, Corey. Corey's one of our IT students here at Jackson. He's the one handling all the IT and the video, making sure this is being seen on YouTube. And don't forget, you'll be able to go online and Google it. If you want to email us, we'll send you a link to it as well. This is being broadcast worldwide. So Corey, thank you for handling all that, all the technical issues. And finally, Amanda Bevis. Amanda is our student services coordinator. Amanda's one of our unsung heroes here at the college. She's worked tirelessly. She was here before I was this morning. She stayed late yesterday. Her and Penny Rowland and Tina McMurray and other staff that work with her just to put all this together, make sure the LOIs are right. She was the one who came up earlier, okay, you need to do this, and this. Amanda keeps us straight. And Amanda, thank you for everything you did today. I appreciate you and what you do. So that concludes today's signing event. We're going to do this again next year. So some of the high school folks that are here make plans to do this again next year. So we're done here. We'll take a break, and then food is on its way. You're welcome to stay and eat lunch with us. But thank you for coming.